let me start by introducing myself. I am Lina Garcia. I work as a day job. I work with customer success. This is basically customer strategy and making sure that my customers use our solutions or technology the best way possible. Okay, it's very interesting because it's global. So it's with some of our biggest accounts. So it allows us to, work in every zone and yeah, just centralize information from all of our customers. On this side, I have this great passion of trying to share knowledge about technology in general. So today I'm working precisely with associations like the Launchpad Collective to share this knowledge, to be able to encourage people to use the tools that are in front of them today. I am, just so that you know, I am Colombian. I'm originally from Colombia. I lived in France. I moved to the UK. I moved to Italy. So I know what it is to arrive at a country and not have a network, not have everything that is, set as for many people it is that they've been here for many a years. So understanding this, I hope that everything that I share today is going to be useful for all of you. Great. So let's go and check out your agenda. I want to remind you why LinkedIn? What is LinkedIn? Why is LinkedIn so useful for you? Then afterwards, I'm going to tell you how you can tell your story with your page, with your profile. How can you address your skills? Your skills are the things that you know how to do, and how can you put them within your page? So that's is going to help recruiters find you easier. How you can boost or increase or improve your visibility. Any extra credits, a little bit of tips that I can give you, and then we're going to have a Q&A session and a wrap up. Again, one great thing, honestly, that you guys have today is this 3 sessions. Take as much advantage as you can. These are things that seem super obvious, but even before I joined LinkedIn, I actually paid a consultant to try to guide me through it. And actually, now that I'm inside, I'm like, this is super simple, actually. But it does require a little bit of daring, a little bit of trying it. And so that's what I hope that today it can trigger that idea of just, oh, okay, I'm just going to improve my profile a little bit, make it better. Great. So let's start understanding why LinkedIn. Okay. LinkedIn, it's the network that works for you. This is what we say. We're saying all the time that there is a lot of people in LinkedIn. Every professional that you want to talk to has a profile in LinkedIn. You have more than 200 countries that have their professionals that are setting their profiles, more than 5 million open jobs at any time, 68 million employers. Those are numbers that really show you that everybody that you want to talk to professionally is in LinkedIn. Also, depending on your background and what type of jobs you're looking for, it is very important that you have a profile, because recruiters, and I've done this, always go check your LinkedIn page. Okay, so I always go see, the face, a little bit of the story behind the people, in order to just make sure it fits with the CV, with the resume that I receive. So it's always something very, very important that can help you. Today, and this is the part that is really interesting for you. Did you know that every 90 people are add a new role to their profile? This means that it's one of the most dynamic platforms in the world. So here, I don't know if we have reactions in Zoom, but by reactions or by raise of hands or thumbs up, who of you here have a LinkedIn profile that you can share? Taiba has one. Perfect. Okay, great. So we have a few. We have a few. And maybe, okay, is anybody completely new to LinkedIn? And here you can put another, now raise. Okay, perfect. This is good. So I am going to try to adapt my explanations to everybody. So sorry if something seems obvious, but it's a good reminder anyway to have. So you know that LinkedIn, you have a profile page, okay? This page is something that we like to say at LinkedIn is like your digital handshake, okay? It's the way you introduce yourself really quickly to people and you give an impression of your story. What are you behind? What do you want to communicate? Okay. So in your profile, you have a possibility, as I said, to add your story, to add your different key details. So you can put information like your location, work, internship experiences, the volunteering that you've done, um, other features that are very cool. You can even in a country like when we're in a foreign country, sometimes people don't know how to pronounce our name. I've always had Lina, Lean, Linda all the time. I get called Linda all the time. It's horrible. But LinkedIn has a feature within the app that you can actually record your name so that people know how to pronounce it. One of the little fun facts that you can have, and you can add your key details in your profile. One thing I want to make as a distinction, please make a difference. One is your CV or your resume. Do you know what a CV is? A resume is where the file that you give companies with your experience so that they hire you, right? So make sure, just so that you understand, that this is not the same. Your profile at LinkedIn page is not exactly your CV. Okay. It's a way to complete it, but also giving it a flavor and a taste of who you are behind that CV. Okay. So in your CV, you give your experience, you answer to the request that the job is asking. In your LinkedIn profile, you're going to showcase your skills, your passions, who you are as a person, because that's what completes you again. Okay. So let's start with that logic of I'm adding definitely all my experience that I'm having, but not as a CV. It doesn't have to be as much as a, like bullet points. You can say a summary so that people understand. Oh, she worked in a bakery. What did she like to do? And so you can put your passions behind it. So again, it's a little bit of a twist. It's not your CV. Again, it's a way to see who you are and that you can share with any recruiter. So let's start by looking at your headline. Okay, this is the headline is the first uh, sentence that is underneath your LinkedIn page. Okay, again, your LinkedIn page is the one that gives you access to put all of the information for your profile. Okay, it's like your Facebook page, in general, more like Facebook than Instagram. But again, it's the social network for professionals. So it's the page where you can put your profile. If we start with the headline, this is the first thing that is going to appear on in any research. So, for example, if somebody is looking for your profile on Google, this is the name that is going to come. Jada Green is a financial analyst. Okay, so again, you don't have to define only the role, the last role, but you can also say, for example, in mine, I have, and I'll share with you also. So, if you actually, I can do that as well by immediately showing you. For example, on my page, I have customer success leader giving voice to customer teams and leaders. This is not my role exactly today, but this is kind of like something that I like to share as that defines me professionally. Here, does anybody use, and again by thumbs up, does anybody use ChatGPT or the new AI features that exist? Yeah, cool. This is the best way to actually do it. And sometimes if you're out of ideas, try to ask ChatGPT, can you give me a headline based on my experience and my passions? And so it will give you a few examples, and you can use that as a headline for your profile, for example. Again, does it capture what your future recruiter would like to see? And so that's the question that you can ask yourself on how to improve that sentence. Again, it's a little bit of like giving branding, giving marketing to your role today. Um, oh, this is precisely what I was saying. So just hit ChatGPT to ask to help you write that headline, and it would be fantastic. Then we tell our story. about the summary, the summary section that goes in your profile. Again, let me show you within within my profile. I have an about session that describes me in my professional part, but I also give a few things that I'm personally passionate about. Again, this is your opportunity to share not only your work experience, but also some of your soft skills. I am extremely well organized and love organizing trips, and so I apply that to my daily life. I speak three languages because I come from this part. Okay, no, the languages you can put them at the skills, but again, you can value something more personal, for example, as well in the about session. Okay, so take the time on your about session to write who you are in a couple of sentences, a bit of experience, a bit of goals, So sometimes we have a lot of experience professionally, and sometimes we don't that much. We're starting using this. And so instead of experiences, you can put your aspirations. So that means I want to be I want to be a manager one day, and so, or I want to be a teacher at one day. So I'm working towards this. Again, it gives a sense to any recruiter or anybody that's looking at your profile of who you are, right? So it completes your CV with who you are today. Um, Okay, so once you've done your headline and you're written about your summary, again, summary, remember a little bit of experience, a little bit of personal, and your goals or aspirations. Then we can tell all of our experience. So, and that is an option that you have also in your profile. It's just adding experience one after the other. It's super easy. It has a little like pencil on your profile, and then you can add one more experience where you tell your current and more recent position. You start with that, and then you go backwards. Put the ones that are relevant, of course, but if you don't have that many as well, just take the time to actually, again, use ChatGPT or some ways to value what you've done also before that could bring some skills to your experience right now. Is there anybody here, for example, changing careers, or are you like a new complete transformation, for example? Or it's like just starting with the experience that you have. Okay. I was just going to say, for those changing careers, if ever, it is hard sometimes to say, oh, my experience does not relate to anything I do. So again, try to find ways with, again, asking AI, asking or looking at your CV, and you can say, hey, what is more relevant? Again, I take the teaching option. What is more relevant from my experiences before? How can I fine tune it to put it as an experience for that. So, for example, let's say I worked in a restaurant and I coached the different waiters, so I can put, you can turn it into working on coaching and learning for teams for restaurants. And again, just adapt it and try to put all of the experiences that you can within your page. Um, Members who include, this is something that we see, this is directly from our statistics. People who include at least one position, they receive two times as many profile view and two times as many connection requests. Connection request, for those who don't know LinkedIn at all, is the somebody that wants to be kind of like in Facebook or social media. I want to be your friend. I want to be connected with you. And that person, once you're connected, you can send messages and communicate through LinkedIn as well. This is something very interesting. When we travel, okay, when we change countries, we usually have some time, some stop in our professional life. Okay, there is time to restructure. There is time to reset and review. How am I going to get to this new country? Okay, that usually comes with a career break, and it's a stop. A lot of people hide it, and they just leave a hole in their experiences. I would advise to you that to add a career break. It can be a big move. It can be when you arrived here to the UK. It is something that is giving you experience, even if you don't think so. So here you're learning a language, you're learning a culture, you're doing so much, So there's a lot of administrative stuff that you're doing. So I would say that the same thing that we say for mothers, for example, the same thing that we say for people who are changing to a new career, and they don't dare. They usually, we sometimes think that it has to be the perfect sequence of jobs when these experiences are so enriching for you, and your perspective and everything you've learned from this experience is going to be a plus to a company or to somebody else. So I would definitely um, share this. We actually have a little LinkedIn learning course that is accessible for you. So we'll share this as well with the link afterwards, that tell you how can you add a career break, some ideas on how to, how to set it up so that it doesn't look like, oh yeah, I was on a career break in an island in just like tanning for 6 months. Maybe that might not be the best idea, but something more, again, that you can turn it into something constructive and positive. I'm going to stop here and just ask, are there any questions until here? Are there any questions in the chat? Is the pace okay?
Yeah.
All good?
It is clear, yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So let's continue. After experiences, we want to add, of course, education. This is kind of part of like doing what your CV does as well. It tells you all of the certificates that you might have as well. That's really interesting. If you've done a certificate online, add it. It's useful if you can add, of course, your university or your high school, the languages that you've learned, the diplomas that you've earned as well. Take the time to actually put it. Any, again, extracurricular activities. So that means activities that are outside of work, like, for example, volunteering in any association. For example, if you are helping people from your community, if you are helping, children, or you have a passion for animals and you're working with that, then again, add this because it gives people also a sense of who you are. Um, and again, so people with some education and some that add the education within their profiles are visited by recruiters and by other people 11 more times than the rest of the people at LinkedIn. So take the time to actually add your education. As we said, now we covered the profile. So creating your profile page with the headline, your summary about you, your experience, and your school. I missed something that I didn't share at the beginning, and this is something that you can always see in a page, which is your picture. Your picture is very important. Again, the digital handshake is the first image that somebody's going to have of you before they call you for an interview, before they actually get to meet you. So take the time to take a picture, with a really nice white or clear background. If not, also you can also add ChatGPT to take from your images and create a picture, but ask for it to be very, very natural. So of course we don't want any fake avatars or anything. Then it wouldn't do the purpose of showing a bit who you are. And the last thing of images, you can also use the banner that you have back here, as a way to advertise something that is important for you. So it can be a picture of your country of origin. It can be, as I did here, a place where I can put, something that is important for me. It can be, again, just any image of the companies that you work for. So in order to showcase that, if it's like, for example, a big logo, I have many of my colleagues that use this to put LinkedIn in the back as well. Okay, so these are branding opportunities for you to showcase your profile. Okay, so we focus on a picture that shows who you are, a branding opportunity, so some marketing that you can put in the back, my headline, your headlines, your about information, and we're going to go back to that. And then, of course, your professional experiences, education, and so on. Okay. Now, back to this, we are going to talk about skills. Does anybody know what your skills are in LinkedIn? I know I'm asking a shy group. It's okay if somebody wants to unmute, Alicia.
I'm lawyer in Ukraine, so I
Mhm.
wrote in my LinkedIn corporate law, civil law, writing, legal writing, um, contract negotiation. What else? Mm, Administrative skills.
Yeah,
Yes, something like this.
perfect. Absolutely. So this from the jobs that you have before, you for sure have some skills. Okay, your skills are the things that you know how to do, and it's not I worked for this company or I did this for this company, but it's general things. For example, one of my skills could be I can as you were saying administrative skills. I know how to manage and administrate a company. I have great communication skills because I know how to talk to people in every job, or I am actually a really good let's say I'm really good with logistics, so I know how to organize a trip from A to B to C. Like really good. So those are the skills that you have. If anybody of you doesn't know what your skills are, again, ChatGPT is amazing. It actually, if you put your CV, if you put your experience, it will help you bring out what are my skills. Is it talking in public? Is it singing? Is it teaching? Is it again? There's so many things. It can also be computers. I'm really good with computers, and again, it's important for you to add your skills within your profile. How to choose your feature skills, and you're going to prioritize those skills that align closest to your dream job. Okay, so again, I was giving you a lot of examples. Now that we have all of our skills, let's trim it down so to the ones that could be relevant to my dream job. Again, if I want to be a teacher, if I want to be a lawyer, maybe I won't put in one of my skills I'm a great singer, right? That could be one if you were looking for another type of jobs. But in this case, try to look for those skills that are going to help your CV, help your profile look a little bit, be more easier to find. Um, Again, at this point, be authentic. Here, we don't want aspirational skills. So, aspirational means the skills that I want to get in the future. So, for example, if I'm studying law today, at this point, I cannot put that actually I'm a lawyer or I understand international law, for example. But I will be able to put it. You can be, you can put other skills that you've managed during that time. Why are these so important? The skills are very important for employers who are looking for CVs. They can type one word and find your profile. You have higher chances of appearing in a job search with the skills that you put in. So, for example, if I'm looking for an international, sorry, Alessia, I'm taking you as an example, you're participating. If I'm looking for an international lawyer that speaks Ukrainian and that I need, I could put my skills on lawyer, international law, and Ukrainian, and your profile is going to pop up faster, that somebody that doesn't have skills.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have one
go ahead.
question. Like, if, for example, in Ukraine, I have one skills, but
Mhm.
I moved to UK and the law in UK is different. So, isn't is it important to put still my Ukrainian skills in profile and write that I'm in UK, or I need to write, skills because now I applied for legal assistant,
Hmm.
paralegal,
Hmm.
contract administrator. So maybe it's important to add like administrative
Hmm.
skills, just something that is suitable for roles that I'm interested in here. What do you
That
think?
is a that is a fantastic question because here's what I'm saying. The closest thing that aligns to your dream job. Maybe this is not your dream job again because you were a lawyer already. And so now you want to learn again about this. So you're starting paralegal. So let's change the dream job to the job that you're aiming to get. Okay. So
Mhm.
I would say definitely if these skills are already in your toolbox, if you already know law, if you already know, but you can put the law skills. But indeed, if your dream job for paralegal, try to check again ChatGPT
Yeah.
or look at LinkedIn. Try to check what are the skills that people look for. Usually they put those in the when there is a job posting, they say, oh, we want a paralegal that has A, B, and C skills. So try to see if they align and put them in your profile.
Mhm. Thank you.
Actually, that is a great tip. Go look for somebody, for jobs that you're applying to, and look at the skills they ask. Make sure that those skills that you actually do have that you're going to apply for are in your profile. Okay. Because again, they will jump out. I
Mhm.
like to compare this to anybody here watches Netflix.
Yeah.
When you put, let's say your skills could be like your tags of comedy, horror, romance, that exists there. So if I want to watch a romance movie, a comedy romance, I click on that, and the ones that are tagged with that comedy and romance will appear, and I can then choose from those. So it's kind of the same logic. Recruiters, of course, a lot more detail, are going to say, these are the skills that I want, and your CVs will pop up. Okay, so important to put your skills in your profile. Again, the more you put skills, the more you'll get visited as well. It's a simple logic. There is one thing that you all have access to within your LinkedIn page, and that's also some, not all of it, because there's a premium version of LinkedIn. But the free one it's very complete, and you have access to a lot of learning material. Okay, so when you go to learning, there are a few unlocked learning paths that you can look for AI. For example, you can get a certification from AI and put it on your profile. You can look, for example, how to work on your skills. So I would recommend that you upgrade your skills as well, and you can upskill yourself. So learn new things thanks to LinkedIn Learn. The one last thing I want to share, I said, oh, no, it's not completely the last thing, but yes, almost, is that we want to help you also boost your visibility. Okay. And boosting your visibility in LinkedIn is increases your chance of your profiles going up the pile of any recruiter that is looking for you. And how do you do that? You start by following, industries that you like. Okay. So let's say the companies I want to work for. So go to those companies and follow them. So that way you're updated about any topics that are interesting for them. Follow, engage with posts, and leave insightful comments. There's going to be on our second session that is going to be next month. You're going to learn how to network. Okay. But starting with just posting and engaging within your profile is going to give that brand of who you are. Again, you're reinventing yourself. You are arriving here in the UK as a teacher. So you want to maybe share some perspectives from what do you think about the UK education system. Try to be, of course, always constructive. This is something that I have to say, everybody's a little bit afraid of sharing their brand, of posting. Okay, because they say I'm not legitimate enough, especially women. I know that here we have a mixture of people, but women are more shy of expressing their opinion, but also some men as well. When we don't feel legitimate about, we're afraid of posting something. Just remember that because of your experience, because of your background, your point of view is extremely important. Okay, and that's how you start creating your brand, by posting knowledge, and post, yourself. So do take this as an opportunity. It's a platform that you can share your points of view, that you can share your thoughts, and that way you're also going to be able to connect, to create a network. Again, network talking is going to be your next session. However, it's a really interesting way to start building it. Build your muscle, dare to post. Again, believe me, there's very little people that say, oh, that post was stupid, that shouldn't be added. Every time you see a post, you're like, oh, I should post more, I should actually be a bit more active. And so again, make the effort. I would say more than in social media. I know there's people that don't like to post about their lives. So, but in this professional style, try to give yourself some visibility. Again, this is the part, let me show you on my side, where you can see in my profile what I have posted lately. And so people actually get a little bit of essence of who I am as a person. So when somebody comes and wants to hire me, it's not only my CV that they receive, but I actually can send, oh, she travels, she likes to work in social impact, she likes to do this and that. So it helps your recruiters or your people you're trying to connect to get a little bit of a sense of who you are as well. Okay, so definitely work on this part to start building your professional brand. Um, Again, there are some tips, and sharing this deck with Kotaiba after, you'll be able to click on some courses where you can define your professional brand, for example. And these are some courses that I think are accessible to everybody. One last thing, also make sure that you have put on your profile that you are open to work. Okay, so look at the settings in your profile and make sure you are open to work, because again, sometimes you don't want to be contacted by recruiters, so there are less possibilities that your profile will come up for your when you're doing your job search. Um, of course, try here. I know that most of you might have, for those who maybe had already a LinkedIn profile before in their countries of origin, you might have it in a different language. Here in the UK, it's important that everybody sees the understands the information. So make sure you translate it and you choose the language here, English, so that recruiters can easily find you and understand that. For example, sometimes when you put your university, the description of the university is in Spanish for me, or it would be in Russian, Ukrainian, other languages that you might have. So make sure that there's a little note or something that speaks in the language that of the market that you're looking at. And then, well, then, yeah, this is the part where I was saying the last part is really try to post engaging content to make sure that your brand is shown. And it's easy to start, okay? How there's the different levels of engaging with the platform. The first one is liking people's comments. So that's the easiest one. You can go and like comments of people that you follow. The second one is commenting on a post that I do. Let's say, Hannah, you posted something, and so I find it very interesting. So I can post on, oh, I think that your point is very interesting because of this. So immediately it creates a connection, and that's an easy way to post something on a commenting on what you did. The third level is you see an article that is interesting for you, take that article and post it in LinkedIn, but with a little note as well. I found this article is very interesting for this reason, and so I'm posting it. I'm posting it and sharing. All of this is going to give you visibility, is going to give you more chances of your CV, of your profile showing up for the recruiters that you have in front of you. And again, if I can close this part, I like to say, every road takes you to your LinkedIn profile. Even if there are other platforms as well to look for jobs, everybody goes to LinkedIn to see your profile when they're going to hire you, when they're going to contact you for the first time. Okay. So remember to make sure that you have a good page with a nice picture of you, with a description of who you are, with the right information, because it is extremely important. It's the first impression that somebody is going to have of your personality. I have hired people as well, and so I've looked for jobs as well. And I remember that from in time to time when I needed to hire people at two equal, I'm saying equal levels of experience, more or less, or skills, for example, I would go to LinkedIn and actually see who I got a better feeling with. I'm going to be working with this person for a long time, so I prefer to have a little bit of a feeling of that person. So looking at that information at LinkedIn has always helped me a lot. So that's it for the first session of your LinkedIn transformation. After today, the next time we're going to be working more on building your network. And then after that, we're going to be working more on how to look for a job. But on the profile, do we have any questions? That's where I am opening the mics for everybody and giving you the opportunity to ask any questions.